Good afternoon. My name is Pat Clark, and I have a presentation on why you should get your BSN. What I've done is a PowerPoint presentation with some visuals so you don't have to look at me. And I'll be making comments along the way. I'm not going to read to you word for word. Okay, the big question is why should you get your BSN? A little bit of history. After World War II, there was a shortage of nurses, so diploma programs and associate's degree programs became very popular. But in 1965, the ANA published their position that entry level for RNs should be a bachelor's degree. Then we fast forward to 2010, and the Institute of Medicine published a report. This calls on nurses to expand their role to do several things. Get more education, get your BSN, get your nurse practitioner, MSN. Take leadership roles in delivering and developing care. Become a team leader for your unit. The family can be your team. You need to kind of guide them through their healthcare journey. Become full partners with other healthcare professionals. Now, that means more of a collaborator. Nurses should take a bigger role in how things are changing and how to address those changes. Practice to the full extent of our education, training, and licensure. I think that means more nurses should become nurse practitioners, get your master's degree. That ties in with a higher level of education. A lot of times if you go to urgent care centers, that just comes to mind first. The person providing that care is a lot of times a nurse practitioner. So there's research that supports that facilities that have a higher percentage of BSN prepared nurses have better patient outcomes. They have fewer medication errors, decreased lengths of stay. That's very important in our current healthcare climate. And reduced instances of several things. Decubitus ulcers, hospital-acquired. Post-op mortality, and DVTs and PEs. So the bottom line is being taken care of by a staff that is primarily BSN prepared nurses is better. The percentage of RNs with a BSN increases the chances of improved patient outcomes. That's the study that Kendall Gallagher, Aiken, Sloan, and Semiotti did. That was a very important study, I think, because it was in all the articles that I read. Everybody referenced it. So what do we have now? We have the Institute of Medicine kind of gave a challenge, 80 and 20. 80% of all registered nurses should be BSN prepared by the year 2020. Another thing is BSN in 10. A lot of states are adopting this. You have to have your bachelor's degree within 10 years or they revoke your license. I think New York is already that way, but I think there were 10 states that are looking at that. So one of the biggest things that my colleagues say is, how's this going to benefit me? What's my payback? First of all, it provides a sense of personal accomplishment. I know personally it does for me. When I finish something like this, every class I get closer and closer. I feel more accomplished. Increases professional self-confidence. I have seen this personally with some of the nurses on our unit. When they get their bachelor's degree, they seem to have gained a little more confidence about their care provision. It provides more opportunities for professional advancement. Like it or not, I've seen this too. BSN prepared nurses are more likely to be promoted. That's just the way it is. Like it or not, that's just the trend. Provides more employment opportunities. There again, hospitals are looking at hiring more BSN prepared nurses already. A lot of places you can't even get your foot in the door. If you look at job descriptions, must have BSN. So it gives you a wider opportunity for getting better jobs. So the biggest thing is you are in charge of your journey. You make the decision. Do you want to participate in the new healthcare climate? I liken this to a car mechanic. People that don't have BSNs are not bad nurses, not bad providers. But if you think of a car mechanic back in the day, the shade tree mechanics, things have progressed so much. He's still a great mechanic, but things have changed so much that he has to get more education, more education, more education. That's just the way it is. But it's up to you to decide that. So my next page are my references. I went down a rabbit hole. I kept reading and reading and reading, but these are the references, and I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. And that's it. Thanks.